All right. Third session today. Welcome back to Ironsworn Starforged Vaults of Vaarn. Where we last left, my brain, Matala, in the middle of figuring out what's going on with this vault. And this vault has some hazards and was a research facility that apparently has been deserted or what's the term? The term when you leave a place because of something bad happens. When you leave, I can't think of the word off the top of my head, but anyway, people had to leave quickly, and this is a bioweapon area that has a force field kind of above, keeping things contained. But there's a weird timey-wimey thing that is sort of affecting Matala and the area involved. And what we have here is a situation where any wrong sort of move, bad things are going to happen. And we're going to roll on sort of a d6 here. Now, this is a regular d6 that has more like radar markers or pings on like a display. I don't really use this for the numbers because it's kind of hard to see where it all is. Like this is 6 and 2 of the pips are like right next to each other. But what I'm going to use this is how intense the force field is applying its pressure on Matala and the room. And it looks like it's fairly, like there's lots of pings all around, that there's like force field nodes and access points and modules in the corners and the walls, and there's 5 of them. And there's a lot of like reverberations of like time is kind of slipping in and out of existing. And as she's walking through the space, there's not a visual guide on this. The force field has like a blurring effect of the immediate area around it. And because she knows it's there, she can kind of spot it a little bit. But this time thing is something that is more felt than seen. And what's going to happen is that she's going to attempt to move forward, and she's going to continue to oh shoot, here it is, undertake an expedition, and she's going to try to move at speed here. She's kind of worried about what had happened to her, and she felt a little weird and sluggish, so now she wants to get out into the next area. We rolled a 6 on the action die, which is great, which means that the 4 and 6 are going to be lower than her edge, which is 6 plus 3, I believe. Yes, and we get no bonuses or anything like that, so we got a 9, and so 9, that's a strong hit. We reach a waypoint, so we reach here just fine, envision the location, and mark progress per rank. So we're going to mark progress on our Explore Wayward a settlement, which was the hidden settlement from the last couple of sessions. This particular thing, we are in a Vault of Vaarn that was an untouched bioweapon research facility. And we're using the remainder of this progress bar to finish out this particular session, or finish this particular exploration. So what kind of place is this? I think I want to roll on the vault area here, and let us roll on. Let's roll on the features. Here we go. On the first one, and this is a 10. So a 10 is breach or ruptured area. Okay, so this is a ruptured. Now, what is the theme? This is mechanical, arid, and chronal. I think it's going to be chronal because of the time. Time flits back and forth in this place. I think we're going to add some new things here. It is a ruptured 63. Instantaneous change to layout or aesthetics of equipment. Interesting. So I think for this, we're going to have a time switching effect on this area. So ruptured space-time. I think so. This particular room, ruptured space-time. Turn down this particular track. It's pretty loud. I love time stuff. Time stuff is so much fun to mess with. Okay, so the timey-wimey thing is happening, and it is in this particular space, this ruptured space-time. I think the actual description of the space is as she gets here successfully, she is going to see like flits of past, present, future. She doesn't understand what she's looking at, but she sees like a clean working area, and then all of a sudden it looks chaotic and on fire, and there's lots of chaos going all of a sudden, and then it goes right back to the clean area that she walks into. Sounds and smells and everything are all included. So as she was assaulted with that, that's what's happening. So she arrives in this ruptured space-time, just like office space, where I think she is going to try. She's here, and now it's stable, but it feels like this time switching effect is unstable. So I feel like this is going to fill out one of these tension clocks just because of how unstable this area is. So she is going to be here, and I think for here, she wants to try to secure an advantage here. I think, you know what? No, this is face danger. This area is dangerous. It's not necessarily a pay the price kind of thing. I think it's going to be low stakes in terms of what's around, but there's no immediate threat as she arrived. You know, no peril was rolled. You know, she didn't fail her thing, but the place here is hazardous and feels unstable. So I think I'm going to have her face danger with, and she is using her edge, speed, mobility, and agility in this space. Ooh, a 1, that's not great, and a 7 and 8. So she does, let's see, when we've finished strong hit. Okay, yep. Okay. She does fail because even with the +3, it's only a 4. Miss. You fail, or a momentary success is undermined by a dire turn of events. So I think in terms of, she's moving around the space quite quickly, and she's seems to be dodging inadvertently the effects on her, but she's seeing the room change into various states of being. The locations of the desks and terminals, and seemingly there are other things going on, but she can't quite place it. They're like phasing in and out of her as she's walking through, and she accidentally nudges something physical in a different time space, and that causes some sort of twist in time and wrenches this different time frame and her current one in in a very it hurts something. So I think honestly the pay the price is not what I want to roll here. I kind of want to roll on the anomaly stuff, which is here. In these oracles, there is like an anomaly effect. Now we know it's time stuff, but I kind of want to see what she's capable of doing or what happens to her. So again, one. So the first one, 98, is rolled twice. So two things are happening here. All right. So we got on the third one. So we got number one is going to be 50. 50. Prophetic vision. Oh, prophetic vision. And because we rolled twice, on the third one, 95, unlocks forbidden knowledge. Oh, unlocks forbidden knowledge. Okay, so neither one of these are inherently like a bad effect. So I think that the twist in time, her prophetic vision sees a part of this facility in the future of her current space. So it is no longer pristine. It is covered in like this weird gelatinous goo all over the walls, and it's kind of like bubbling, and she sees like these various creatures inside this gelatinous mass, kind of reaching out and with pretty gruesome look to it. And then it smashes back into her reality. And she sees the same wall, pristine, and albeit maybe a little bit dusty. And that sort of like twist and the thing that she knocked into, I think I'm going to roll up that she runs into, like the thing that she bumps into in this room is going to be the exotica that she's probably going to find in her real world. So effectively, just to kind of give a visual, she kind of brushes the side of a time bubble that's affecting the whole room, but she rubs elbows with a physical thing in this alternate futuristic space that has all those weird gelatinous things in it on the walls, and those dripping mucus everywhere, and the assault on the eyes and the smell on her nose is quite pungent and quite horrific. And then when it snaps back, her elbow nudges something that's on the ground or maybe on some sort of table that's next to her. And when she looks, the table is empty that she's standing next to, but her elbow starts to glow red and then purple and then explodes in a massive kind of time bubble blue. And then she's going to have access to some forbidden knowledge. And I think that forbidden knowledge is we're going to roll up a specific item. And that is going to be not a mystic gift, exotica. Here we go. Strange, rare objects that are highly sought after. So let us roll this D20. And we're not going to, I guess we can roll both. I think we're going to roll on, so 4, a nightmare box. Small cube of unbreakable dark tinted glass. 1 small peephole. Anyone that looks inside will be paralyzed by horror. Okay, so that is interesting. So forbidden knowledge, I'm going to call that a nightmare box. Visions of terror / horror will paralyze. Okay, so I think this knowledge itself, I think again, I think she is going to, this is going to affect her physically, just knowing what this is. And we now know that this last room, well, this is the last room, sorry, this is the exit, sorry. The last room, the ruptured space-time, has the Exotica. And I'm wondering if this nightmare box has some time things with it, like if it's from the future or whatever. Nightmare box needs fleshing out. Many questions. Okay, so that prophetic vision is going to cause her to lose some spirit, and I think it's going to go down to 1, or go down from 1 to 0. Then she's going to withstand, she's going to not embrace, what's the term when you hurt yourself? She's going to endure stress, sorry. Oh, yuck. Oh, shoot. On a miss, it's worse than you thought. Suffer an additional or lose momentum if your spirit is 0. You also must mark shaken or traumatized or roll on the table below. I think she's going to be traumatized. No, yeah, traumatized. So she is traumatized. So traumatized, if I remember correctly, when you are afflicted by these things. Let's look at the reference book real quick. Where is it? Impacts, yeah. When you are traumatized, emotionally scarred, lasting effects are permanent. They forever impact your character throughout the momentum adjustment and, more importantly, the narrative impact. Okay, so burdens leave you bound to new vows. Clearing a burden can only be accomplished by resolving the quest. You cannot increase the... Oh. If you are wounded, shaken, or unprepared... Okay. Shaken. No, we are traumatized and fail to endure stress. You experience... Okay, traumatized. Lasting effects. So they are permanent. So she is going to always be... And she's... Her max... what's it called? The max that you can have... her momentum is going to be max of 10. So... or max 9, and she is permanently traumatized by this effect. And I think this nightmare box, she bumps into it, and when it was clear, it is now there in like a weird, not puff of smoke, but like a puff of like there's some like sort of weird invisible force kind of shakiness to it as it arrives on the now pristine sort of table, like armchair table type of thing that is next to some other terminal that she had bumped into, but now she's back into her normal self, and she is traumatized and now looking at this nightmare box. Is she gonna keep it? Is she gonna pick this up? Let's see. It's something that she could use on others. Let's see, what would she do? And now she just got affected by this quite horribly. But she now has this item that is a very powerful artifact. But that being said, she definitely has seen more of this thing. So she's going to fill out another thing. So she's got 9 out of 10 progress. All right. So how are we going to resolve this? I think she is going to take it, but narratively speaking, why is she going to take it? She's a scavenger. And she's going to find a use for it at some point. But she's going to take a piece of cloth and wrap around it and try not to touch it again. Because now that she understands how it works, she understands that she needs to look into it, and the bumping into in the time space weird thing that happened, she kind of bumped into it and looked directly into the hole that was on the side of it. And now she knows that she doesn't want to accidentally do that ever again. So she's going to cover it in a piece of cloth and put it in her stash. So now she has this nightmare box. And what's she going to do with it? I guess we'll have to find out if that ever comes into play, down the road. But right now, we need to resolve this explore session. And I think what we're going to do here is we're going to the word is finish an expedition. When your expedition comes to an end, roll the challenge die and compare your progress. Okay. So this was yeah. So we're going to roll the challenge die, the challenge dice, not the action die, and compare it to 9. Okay, 3 and a 4. So we succeed on a strong hit. You reach your destination or complete your survey, which is what we did. Mark a reward on your Discovery's legacy track. So Discovery track plus 1 Discovery track. Okay, so we have +3 on that. This was a dangerous, and per expedition rank is it was formidable was 1 box, so that's 2 tick. Hold on. Troublesome is 1 tick. Dangerous is 2 ticks. Formidable and extreme. It was hold on. I can never remember it all. Sorry. So it was formidable, 1 box. So not dangerous. It was formidable. So it was formidable. We fill in 1 full box, not 2 ticks, plus 1 box. And any ally, okay, yeah. Okay, interesting. Sweet. So we complete it. Complete. Nice. So we have some interesting things that had happened to Matali here. All right, that fills out this as well. That so she had that time thing. As she steps out, the force field gives out, and as she locks the door and shoves it shut, all of a sudden she hears kind of klaxon sounds and alarms and hissing kind of sounds. And as the vault door shuts and locks, as she is shutting the lock, the ID card in her hand as she's shutting it starts to wither and fade and just turn and age quickly in her hand. And she sees it with the various writing and the image of a particular not human, they're called, what are they called in this game? Trukin. With the Trukin's face on it also fade from apparent time. And then what she's left with is a husk of the only thing I can describe it as is like a multi-pass from the Fifth Element, if you know what I'm talking about, is this slightly thick ID card, right? But now it just looks like it's been left to the sun age, the sand age for hundreds of years, and just the wording is, you can barely read any of it. You can't see the face anymore. It's all kind of sun stained and scoured, and there's like weird kind of film on it. And as the vault door shuts and there's this massive hiss and kind of a fog, a cloud, steam hiss kind of comes out from the edges of the vault door. And she has a quick sort of scream vision of that same gelatinous wall with the nightmare box. The nightmare box is not there anymore, but it seems like whatever disease was in that bioresearch facility is now loose within. So this Vault of Vaarn now has an active disease as inside. So if it ever gets opened again, that's something that we might have to deal with. So that was an interesting kind of vault. She came out with this weird box in a device. It would have been interesting to see if she was affected by time. And that's hard to tell. Actually, was she affected by time? I don't think this is she was almost certainly affected in that moment, but she came back to her regular time. But did that leave a lasting effect? Did it affect the present time? Is she was she thrust forward in time at all? I'm gonna say this is a small chance. So let's roll D100, and a small chance is a 10 or less. 39. So no. So she arrives back out to her normal home, and it's the next day. So as she exits this area, because she couldn't go through her normal ways, she had to go out, but there was that nasty storm, right? So let's see. So we're right here. That's where we had ended up. So let's roll northeast. So we're going to go here into hazy. The air is still, but mists of a lurid hue hang over the desert. Visibility is impaired and landmarks cannot be seen from a distance. Vigilance checks are made with a disadvantage. So basically, she can't see very far, and anything that would require for her to trying to pay attention, to see things and be perceptive, aren't going to go as well. So we got a hazy day on the sands of Vaarn. And she feels like even though she's back at her little safety spot, being so close to that vault which was not like next door to her home, but it was within like a half a day's kind of travel within that hex. Backtracking to the hex itself, there was a vault in here as well. So a vault was here, and she has her base camp, and this was Wayward Terminal. So Wayward Home, where she found her safe, sort of home base to make home base with. She's back there and has her supplies, but now she wants to rest. She is going to try to recover. She's going to sojourn at home. Now, she's going to roll hard here. Now, because she had made this her home, and she sort of successfully survived a really bad storm, and also the vault itself, which was nearby-ish. I'm going to have her... this is by herself, but I'm going to use the sojourn to sort of... She's recovering within a community. She is going to roll hard because, it's only a +1 for her. So let us do that. And we need to... Yeah, I don't think that she is going to do anything with this. I mean, I think that she might actually... while she's in the area, back at home, she's going to assess the situation and make preparations, probably to leave, or make preparations to make this a better home for herself. So she's going to do this with probably focus and observation. She's going to try to use her ability as a scavenger to better prepare for the tasks ahead. And she rolls a 2 plus 2, so that's 4. It's a weak hit. You succeed. You succeed. Okay. So she does it, but she gets to either add 1 to her next move or take +2 momentum. I think she's going to add, her momentum is only a +1, but I think she was traumatized. She wants to add 1 to her, so +1 next move. And I'm going to make a little box to check it off to say that I did it. And I think she is going to then try to resupply and heal herself and all that. So she's going to sojourn. She gets a +1 on this. As she's coming back home, a 3 plus 1 plus 1. So that's 5. So she fails. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. So on a miss, you find no relief and the situation grows worse. Okay, so we use that up. Situation gets worse. We're going to pay the price. Let us roll that pay the price, which we got 13. You face a tough choice. Ooh. Tough choice. What is that tough choice? Let's choose 2 things. All right, so let us create a mini sort of a dual thing. So let us roll, just because of options, and I like having lots of different things. Let us have, let's do story complications. Let's have two options. That one of these things is going to happen, but they're both going to be in effect, and one of them she has to deal with, right? So let's roll 21 on the third table. 21. So enemy sends minions to dissuade. Okay, so enemy. Ooh, I think I know when it sends minions to dissuade. Okay, I think I know what that one is. And another one, 43, and the first one, 43. Someone important betrays your trust. Okay. Someone important betrays trust. Okay. So both of these things, so there's a choice to be had. And I think this is what's happening. What's his name? Matala's prospective husband, war leader, Kazor the Amused. Sent a pack of nomads out in search for her. And due to the storm and the time in the vault, the timey-wimey thing happened, and she was in there longer than she had thought. And I'll be right back. I had to let the dog out, or rather the cat out and the dog in. The only downside to recording and being lazy and not. Anyway, doesn't matter. Back to the game. Back to the game. Okay, so someone betrayed her trust. There is a fellow nomad that is with this group of like guard warriors, right? And so she has a tough choice to make. She can stay and fight. So she stays and fight. And that will dissuade the enemy from doing this again. So stave off pursuit, right? Or she can run. So escape, but lose her safe haven. So this place is safe from the elements. It's usually a safe place. So what is she gonna do? I'm gonna say that she's gonna stay and fight. That's more likely because she sees a friend that betrayed her trust, or seemed to, apparently looked like, told them, maybe it was one of her subordinates that were on her various scavenger hunts, and probably told them about the likelihood of her coming to this place. And Matala, seeing this, is a little heartbroken, and running away never really solves the problem, and she ran away from her problem, and it came back anyway. So I'm going to say it's likely that she's going to stay and fight. So 75 or less, she's going to do stay and fight. 76 or higher, she's going to run. 58, so she's going to stay and fight. Okay. Okay, so now we have a situation where we're going to fight some Vaarn nomads. And let's pull up the Vault of Vaarn character sheet, the enemies. I think we've dealt with these guys before. Vaarn nomad, traveling folk of the Blue Desert, expert trackers, skilled at ambush and escapes. Parties who wrong the Vaarn will be subject to pursuit, nighttime sabotage, hit and run, and every other inconvenience imaginable. Okay, page 74. I guess there's more options we can look at. Yes, so we can roll up more things. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to create she is going to probably be fighting in this scenario. She's staying and fighting, but she has some time, and I think maybe because they're expert at tracking, but she is as well. So does she learn of them coming before they show up? I'm gonna give her a likely chance because this is her safe haven. So 75 or less. But remember, it's a hazy day. So I'm gonna drop that down to a 50-50 chance. 51. 50. Oh, look at that. It would have been, but because of the haze, she just doesn't get a good enough view or a good snapshot of the area around her quick enough. And so she's immediately beset by the enemies, and she can't prepare, so she immediately has to face danger. Or actually, she's entering the fray, forced into a fight. Envision your objective and give it a rank. Okay, so I'm going to call this one Fight Off Nomad Tribe Warriors. Okay, so that's a long thing, and then we will make my progress bar for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and and we're gonna give it a rank. Now, I honestly think this is going to be a pretty hard thing for her to do. Really quick, I think I want to give this dangerous. So I think this is dangerous. Yes. So we're going to do dangerous, which is going to be per progress. Okay. She is going to enter the fray, and she is then roll to see if you're in control. Okay. Hold on. I see. So let's roll, and she is she on the move, facing off against your foe? Facing off against your foe, in the thick of it, in close quarters? No. No, she's not preparing. She's caught in a trap or sizing up. She's basically caught up. So she has to roll wits. Nothing helps her here. I could do the 5. I think I'm going to do that later during combat. This is the initial attack. 7 and 6. 3 plus 2 is 5, so that's a fail. Miss. The fight begins with you in a bad spot. Okay, so bad spot. Okay, so the bad spot. Okay. Okay, bad spot. I know that there's a quick little side note on when in a bad spot, you must make reactive moves, such as react under fire and clash. The outcome of a combat move will describe your current position. So with this, I actually want to utilize to help me because I'm really bad at it. There is in this book in the back of here, there is combat maneuvers or combat actions, which are really cool ideas here. Yeah, so there's like make a ferocious or powerful attack, probe defenses, release a chemical agent. So I'm going to use this table. I'm going to have it over off to the side though, just so I can read all of this. And let's get to her first real true like combat scenario. Okay, so she's in a bad spot. So she has to do reactive stuff. So gain ground. Oh wait, no, react under fire, and then clash. So I'm gonna put little stars next to those and write bad spot. Bad spot. Okay. When you're in a bad spot and fight against a foe at close quarters, I'm going to react under fire because when you're in a bad spot and take action in a fight to avoid danger or overcome an obstacle, envision your approach and roll. If you are chasing the plan, finding a way out, she's going to roll wits. So she's probably going to use the area around her to try to mitigate the full effect of the attack. And so she's going to try to roll with wits here. And I think she's going to utilize shade here as well. So she's going to preset to 5, and then she's going to roll. And it's going to be a 7 because of the wits. So it's going to be 7. So we need to roll 6 or lower for a strong hit. Are you kidding me? So it's only a weak hit. On a weak hit, you avoid the worst of the danger or overcome the obstacle, but not without a cost. Make a suffer wound. You stay in a bad spot. So bad spot number 2. Okay, that sucks. All right, that didn't happen. So how exactly does the combat action work out on their end? So they're gonna do 35 on this third table here. They fought dirty. The enemy fought dirty. So basically, I think they used the fact that the enemy used the knowledge of who she is and her quote friend who is there, had her friend come up and coax her out from her hiding spot. And because she failed, she cannot use her shade effect until she rests in a safe place. And so her ability kind of stutters, and she comes to, sees her friend, and this is the realization. This is the time that she realizes that this friend, either on their own behest or being forced, she does not know, but that is how they were betrayed. Is pointing her out and trying to coax her out. She recognizes her friend's voice, tries to get to see better where she is, but then is beset by her enemies. And so I think with this, I think this is going to be yeah, I think this is just straight up endure harm here. So we're going to -1 on health, which is pretty low actually here. 1, and then she is going to try to withstand it. Let's see, roll health or iron, which is the same, so let's roll iron just because. 9 and 1. So that's a weak hit. Lose momentum in exchange for health. Yeah, so she's going to have 0 momentum. Ugh. And gain that health back. So basically, instead of taking that full hit, she just kind of moves out of the way and kind of takes the hit, punches the person, and then is going to try to instead clash in right next to each other, and she is going to she's gonna try to get a better spot to try to shoot from afar as she whips out her like little kind of side pistol thing. And 9 and 6, so 5 plus is 3. Another weak hit. Yikes. Okay, so bad spot. Weak hit. You stay in another bad spot. So we got another one. Weak hit, but you are dealt a counter blow or setback. So I think we're going to look at the combat action to see what makes the most sense for pay the price. 59 on the first one. So what happened is an indirect attack. So I think this is going to be a indirect attack. Indirect attack. I think that they're going to, instead of dealing damage to her, they're going to kind of capture and keep this friend slash turncoat endures there, and they're going to, oh, I know, instead of that, indirect attack is that they're gonna raid some of her, like they find her home space that she was trying to get away from, and they take some of her supplies instead, knowing that is a tactic that they it's an indirect attack. It is a find nomad sort of slash and dash type of thing. So the indirect attack is -1 supply. So -1 supply. So she's going to sacrifice resources, going down to 3 supply. Unfortunately, I think that she has to try to do something here. She has not succeeded at all. She's going to react. She's going to try to get back into position for a better shot with edge. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's at 7. But that's still just a weak hit. Overcome that, but not without a cost. Make a suffer move. You stay in a bad spot. Another bad spot. Oh my god. Suffer. Make a suffer move of -1. I think this one, honestly. Okay. She has no momentum. What if you lose momentum? Okay. Is that it's -6 and you must suffer momentum, choose one. Okay. I think her momentum is, she's going to lose momentum. She's going to go to -1 now. And then, yeah, so she's just going to lose momentum. She's disadvantaged by this bad spot, situation. Lost momentum. That sucks. Okay. In this particular situation, she is trying to, oops, wrong way. She can't gain ground. She can only react under fire. So she's going to continue to, yeah, she's going to continue to try to react under fire again. Okay, that's so much better. That's a strong hit. So You succeed and are in control. Okay. In control. Sweet. Take +1 momentum, which is now 0. All right. So we got 0 now, +0. Take plus momentum. Okay, so now we're going to strike with edge. Hopefully we can mark progress twice, and I don't think that we're going to use anything. Yeah. Oh, 3 plus 3 is 6. Oh my lord. That's a fail. Oh. So the strike fail. You are in a bad spot. Okay, so bad spot. Bad spot. Now must pay the price. Let's see what combat action happens here. 60 in the fourth one. Overwhelm or piece of equipment. Okay, so I think this is another, they're going after her supply again. So she's going to lose, she's going to pay the price of -1 supply. She goes down to 2 supply. She's not looking great. She's already traumatized. Her health is low. This is not looking great. So what we're gonna do here is that she's gonna try to clash and fight. And she's going to exchange at distance, of course. Oh my God, these large numbers. That's a weak hit. Mark progress, but you're dealt a counter blow. So in fact, I need to do this twice because I did do clash with a weak spot last time. Okay, so that's that. All right. You stay in a bad spot. Pay the price. Again, let's check out 69 on the fourth one. 69 is release someone or something as a distraction. Okay, distraction. So they see their friend being tied up on like a corner of some sort of building with like filigree sort of nets and stuff like that. The intended use of this building probably unknown, but they are going to yell out, and I think this is endure stress, but it's at 0, and so -1. If you lose momentum equal to any remaining stress, so it's -1 stress, and we are at 0. So now we have to roll spirit or heart, which is heart, so +1. Oh my God, that's a weak hit. Thankfully, that's a 4. So +1. So on a hit, you may exchange for +1 spirit. I think he's going to do that. So we're going to lose 2 total momentum. Where are we? Where is she? There we go. 2 momentum. Go down to -2 to add 1 spirit. So we're up to 1 spirit. Oh, wait. If we're at 0... Oh, we weren't shaken, we were traumatized. So, okay, so we were not 0. I think we just, yeah, we can't erase traumatized, but we can gain our spirit back because of that, but it's a permanent max thing. Okay, so we're at -2 thing because of that stress that we saw, that Matala saw her her friend. And I think what she's going to do here is that she's going to clash and run up and sort of shoot the person who's next to her not her companion, her ex, the person that she used to work with. I can't think of the name. Oh my lord, these rolls. Thankfully, it's a weak hit. That was a 4. That was a 4. That's a weak hit on a clash. Mark progress, thankfully. But you stay in a bad spot and must pay the price. Let's roll to see what the combat action is. To see, they try to do a 97. 97. Oh, they're doing 2 things at the same time. 73 on the third one. 73 and a truth that twists the knife. Ooh. Truth that twists. And also, what else? 31. 31. Establish new objective. Okay. Okay, so I think I know what this is. A truth that twists. That twists the knife, specifically, right? I think this is a situation where she's in a bad spot and she shoots the guy, and she succeeds, and so there's one less of them, right? But the person that was tied up has a weird smile on their face and says to her, "The amused," referring to Kazor, "the amused has paid us well for this information. We shall tell him of your little abode here. It'll make a good supply run in the future when we're in the area. But for now, we will go. You," pointing to Matala, "you have failed the tribe. You are not wanted anymore. Your husband failed us. This new leader is going to take us to new heights," and starts to spew the new rhetoric of this new militaristic style leadership, and then waves their hand and sort of corrals the enemy to follow them back the way they came, but not without basically that was a heart wrencher for Matala, being actually exiled. She exiled herself and leaving this situation, but thought that she might be able to come back. And so that's another face a despair. And I think that's a serious stress. So that's a -2, but she's at 0. So -1 to 0. Then in excess, she goes to -3 momentum. By the way, because of her traumatized, her maximum minimum is -5. And her maximum positive is 9. So she has a lower range, if you will, of being able to have momentum and lose momentum. So -3, and her spirit's at 0. She's going to have to roll to see, and she adds her heart with this one. Roll spirit or heart, whichever is higher, which is heart, which is +1. Oh my lord, look at this. 3 + 1 is 4. That's a strong hit with the endure stress. Choose one. Shake it off. If you're not shaken, which she is now, shaken, take +1 spirit. Well, Embrace the darkness. Take +1 momentum. I think she is now shaken and she's traumatized, but she is going to gain a little bit of momentum back. Go to -2 instead. With that, the combat ended. She was in a bad spot most of the time, but it seems like they were sending a message, a pretty stern message at that. She needs to get out of here, but she's in no state to leave. She needs to heal. So what she's gonna do here, she's going to one more time try to she's gonna find a moment of peace. And this is like later on that evening, knowing that she needs to leave in the next morning. She's gonna heal, and she's gonna try to increase her spirit a little bit. She's gonna try to meditate and focus and find something to do. She needs to redeem herself in the eyes of the sands of Vaarn, if you will. But that we will have to go over next time, because I've run out of my time here. And I hope you enjoyed. This one was really interesting. I haven't done a long combat like that in a while. Bad Spot was pretty brutal, but honestly, it's the system and the narrative made sense. So it was a lot of fun to play. So this was Starforged, Ironsworn Starforged Vaults of Vaarn. We will continue up on the next session with Matala gathering her resources, trying to heal herself, trying to gain a little more health and spirit, and try to get rid of her shaken state, and probably trudge forward and move on from this place. So with that being said, I'll see you next time. And until then, I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.